So how depressed is the homeless shelter? Well, I wouldn't say it's that depressed, because how sad can you be when you're on meth? But when are we really gonna legalize meth already? I mean, it's just the original Ozempic if you think about it. I mean, I personally think it's horrible, but what do I know? I've never used it. I'm just kidding, I have used it, but it's never really worked for me. Honestly, I don't get what all the hype is about. See, if you use meth, I know you're not a real drug addict. Because the real drug addict, their drug of choice is Baby Ruths, Milky Way, Hershey's, Snickers bars, Skittles. Any real drug addict knows that those are the true threats to society. I say, fuck the bars, let's start smoking Mars, and hopefully we'll appear on Mars soon. See, a real tweaker, they crack bars. You just pop bars. We are not the same. But on a real note, how could you even be addicted to sugar? Like, the high lasts so short that I can't imagine it being that exciting. To me, I think you could get a greater thrill from putting on one of those COVID masks and just breathing. Honestly, they kind of smell good, in my opinion. I think that's a lot more exhilarating than opening a Skittles bar or Milk Duds. Now, if you could kill anybody on the planet, who would you kill and get away with it scot-free? Personally, I think murder is bad, but if I had to pick someone, I think I would pick that Jeffrey Epstein guy. I think he's pretty bad. Now, speaking of murders, I was thinking, you know that Springlock guy in Five Nights at Freddy's? Well, if you think about it, he's just a big furry. And so are all of the enemies in Five Nights at Freddy's. So it got me thinking, why haven't we seen a murderer that's like in a furry suit? Like a fursuit. I think that they would get away with it. Because if you think about it, murder, it's like all your DNA. Now, of course, a fursuit is the greatest cesspool of DNA known to Earth, but it could also conceal all of it, and no one would know who you are. So, I do think that Springtrap was just a closeted furry, and that he wanted that shit, low-key. Now, if I had to play God for a day, what I would do is I would give men periods too. I wouldn't get rid of women's periods. I think that if you follow the logic of equal rights, you also have to believe in the logic of equal lefts. So, more pain for all, it equates to less pain. On the same token, I would also give women post-nut clarity, and whatever women experience, I would give that to men. But the real question is, should we either remove tits or put them on men? Personally, I think both outcomes are terrifying, and I don't want to start thinking about putting genitalia on anything. So maybe it's good that we do have some differences. Now, it's horrifying to me that there are this many freaks on the streets. The other night, I came in from work and my bike tire popped, so I had to walk roughly 2 hours to the shelter. And while I'm there, it's about 4 a.m. I'm just chilling on my bed, my bunk, on my phone. And I see to my left that there's this guy waking up. Anyway, I go back onto my phone. And I've never spoken to this guy ever, but he taps me on the shoulder. And I like, what do you want? He hands me a bag of chocolate. I'm like, why are you handing me a bag of chocolate? He's like, well, because I can. And I'm like, okay, where'd you get this bag of chocolate? He's like, well, I buy a chocolate every now and then, and sometimes I buy two. I'm like, okay. So he tells me this like 6 times. I don't know why. He just kept repeating himself. He's stuck in a little matrix, little glitch. And eventually he stops. He goes back to bed, or he looks on his phone for a second, and then I have my chocolate. I low-key put that shit in a bag and never ate it, because why are you giving me chocolate? And he just goes back to bed. this guy's sole mission was to wake up, give me chocolate, and go back to sleep. So, honestly, stay safe out there, kids. But speaking of kids, if I had to talk to the kid version of myself, I would tell him, be gay. Please just be gay. It'd be so much easier. But I didn't get to make that decision, so I guess we're here now. But on that note, go give your local psychopath, sociopath, or cluster B personality a hug. All monsters are people, but not all people are monsters. Remember that when you get kicked in the balls indiscriminately by someone on the street. And with that, I bid you adieu. And I hope you have a great day. Catch you on the flip side.